Hey everyone, it's Michael Ceballos coming to you from Cell Life, the show. This is day 92 in a year-long experiment into personal transformation and educating society on the different issues that convicts face inside and outside of the walls. We are going to wait a few minutes for people to tune in, and then we're going to go ahead and get into some things. We have a poem today. I haven't read a poem in a while, and we are going to share some writings and a grievance that I wrote while I was in prison about my food allergies that they didn't want to honor. And we're just going to talk about a lot of different things tonight. And I just wanted to just kind of wait for people to tune in if they are going to tune in. We are on Cell Life. I hope everybody knows that. I have been posting. I don't see anybody over here, but I have been posting that we were going to be filming live from Cell Life. Okay, we got Rhoda Staley is on. Hey, good evening, Rhoda. She is our first one to come on. Much love to you too. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm not sure if everybody really knows that we are on the Cell Life page. We're going to be filming from here from now on. I have been posting, and there's a link. All is good, Tyler. I need to talk to you, brother. I meant to call you today because I'm setting up the podcast, but I remember you don't get off till 5 o'clock. So anyway, I want to talk to you about that. But so, okay, people are tuning in. I love you too, Mr. Michael Jarbro. People are starting to tune in. So we're going to wait just a few more minutes because this is something new. And we're hoping that everybody will begin to come up. Hey, what's going on, Isaac Garcia? It's good to see you, bro. This is Cell Life. It is a show about prison reform, about just doing time, about feelings, about emotions, about families, about incarceration, about reintegration. This is a show that tries to cover I'm a recently released prisoner, so there's a lot of issues that I'm dealing with that I want to share with the public so that they can know that these men that are coming out are going to be dealing with the very same issues, but some of them are not going to be in the same position that I was in and not have the same support. So it's going to be a difficult time. Hey, Prima. Hey, Adriana. Miss Prince, how you doing? Sergeant Prince, my girl. She's going to be on the podcast this weekend. It's going to be exciting. Hey, Joanne. I love you so much. I don't know if you talked to Junior, but talk to him. I spoke to him today, and I hope everything is okay. But we have the rally. Now, I want to explain. We have a rally on the 11th. And it is a national rally, and it is going to be in Tennessee Colony, and we will be all the information is on my Cell Life page and on my Michael Ceballos page on the timeline, and it will give you all the information that you need. But we are going to Tennessee Colony. Okay. So we're going to be doing that, and just so everybody knows, anyone that's tuning in, okay, good, Joanne, good. Let's see what Joe. Hey, what's going on, Joe? My boy Joe is in the house. My father's name was Joe. So I have a kindred, already had a kindred connection with Joe Harmer, but his name's Joe, so my dad was named Joe, and now me and my dad had our problems, but I loved him to death, so I'm already loving me some Joe Harmer. Let's see what he's got to say. Hey, y'all, I just want to update everyone on the meeting with the COVID-19 Oversight Committee. Many issues were brought up. The one major issue that affects my loved one did not get mentioned. Only 1/6 of the meeting was set aside for public comment. I was not one of the ones who made it through. That sucks. That being said, I did get some info and will write another letter and ask y'all to send it again. Thank you all for your efforts. We will keep up the good fight. Absolutely, we support Joe Harmer and we support Hendrix as well, and we will be sharing his story and trying to help him as much as we can. So we will be doing the work that is needed to be done. I don't see a whole lot of people tuning in to the Cell Life feed. Hey, Prima, Gloria, how you doing? Okay, so we're going to kind of go ahead and go on with the show. I've got some messages here, but okay, I'll look at that. Cool. Okay, good. So anyway, we're going to talk about some things today. I had written a grievance while I was incarcerated. If you're just now tuning in, let me go ahead and re-emphasize and kind of just let everybody know what we're doing. The show is called Cell Life. We have been filming our Facebook show for 92 days and sometimes twice a day. So we've got about 120, 130 shows that we have filmed about prison reform, about personal transformation. And hi, Randy, how you doing? So anyway, we are. Let me get my. So we're Cell Life, and it is a year-long experiment into personal transformation and educating society on the different issues that convicts face inside the walls and outside the walls upon their release. So that's what we're trying to do. We will be filming from this location, our Cell Life page. It's where we have the most followers. It's going to be a transition. It's going to be difficult. But we are going to get it done, and we need to make the transition. A lot of people have told me that. It is a cell dog. That's my little... Look, I had a dog before I went to prison. Her name was Henrietta, and she was basically... I was not in a relationship when I went to prison. So Henrietta... was basically my baby. That was my girl. That was my wife at that time. So we chilled and we got really close. And she has never, I was gone for over 5 years, and she has never forgotten me. And now, when I am not just right there with her, she barks and wants my attention. And she does not live with me in the cell. But we do see each other a lot. She comes in and chills with me and stuff like that. So anyway, that's my Henrietta. That's my baby girl. So anyway, that's the dog barking in the background. Cell Life. I definitely never went through it my entire time in the DOC. Okay. I don't know. Continue. I'm sorry. Let me see what's happening. What does Cell Life say? We got people, pre-show thing. I seen one of my real good friends the other day. All excited to see me, and I set him straight. I'm not Tyler. It's Hemrick. We're not friends at the moment. I'm in the officer. See my boy Tyler. Tyler's a correctional officer. Let's see what he's saying. We're not friends at the moment. I'm in the officer, you're in the inmate. It was crazy to wrap my head around to basically have control over a guy that was an extremely good friend. I had to pull him out of the pod and everything without making a scene. I had to basically explain it's for both our safety. Absolutely. Very good. Hey, Randy. Very good, Tyler, because, I know that in units here in Texas, if you have an affiliation with someone, if you know someone, if you grew up with someone, and it gets out, there could be disciplinary, but there could also, it's immediate transfer. They don't want you to be around people that you know that you grew up with that might have dispositions to help you do different things. It is. Adriana Prince was an ex-correctional officer for many, many years, more than 10 years, and she is a good friend of mine and a good friend of the Cell Life show, and she is now with an incarcerated man. So she's got a lot of experience on both sides, and I have a lot of respect for her. And I'm going to tell you what, I used to play Jeopardy with her. We used to watch Jeopardy and compete, and every now and then she would beat me. Not much. Just go ahead and set the record straight. Okay, Tyler. That must be a cell. It was. Okay, Tyler, I commented with the wrong profile. I'm sorry. That's okay, Tyler. That's okay. I was wondering what that was. That's all right. So, okay, let's kind of get into the show. I have kind of talked a lot. People say I talk too much to my audience. Well, and it's true. It's true. Today, when I get into a story, I'm going to read the story through, and then we'll kind of conversate about it afterwards. Because a really intelligent, very mentoring man spoke to me today about it, and sometimes it's a distraction. And I watched my video yesterday, and I didn't get to some of the things that I wanted to because I interrupted myself, and then I forgot my thought, and I went to another one. Getting old. So I wanted to show y'all a grievance that I wrote right during the time I was in prison, a few months before I left. I didn't know I was getting out this early, but this grievance, and it's this is a step 1, and this is a step 2. If you can see, step 2, step 1, and then I even appealed that. Hey, Rachel, what's going on? So anyway, I am allergic to soy. So I was having a real hard time getting the correct calories that I was supposed to get. Food allergies are very serious. They can possibly, they have killed people. It's just a very serious issue. And the soy allergy is number 5 on the Big 8. There's a Big 8, the top 8 food allergies, and one of them is soy, which is number 5. So, but they didn't want to honor, so I wrote them up. But I just want to show y'all, I'm not just fighting out here. I was fighting in there for my rights. A lot of people don't like to write grievances. Look, every 7 days, you're allowed to write a grievance. If it's not an emergency, and probably I fulfilled that quota quite a bit, quite a few times, and sometimes with menial things that I just wanted to raise. They raise everything with us, so I would raise things with them. So anyway. Something I wanted to talk about because it was on my heart, and my sister kind of jogged some of my stuff. I said, look, if we're sentencing men and women to prison, okay, there's a pre-trial investigation, all kinds of stuff going on, okay? these men and women have children. All right? Now, this is just something that I wrote, and I don't know if it's on point, but it's something that I'm concerned about and I need to research. But I just want to share it with y'all. Okay, so I wrote, if we are sentencing men and women to prison that have children and not talking or not taking into account during the trial, okay, during the trial, the welfare of these children. During the trial, let's sentence this. Oh, okay, if we have found him guilty, okay, let's sentence him. But somewhere in the sentencing, let's talk about these children. And let's make provisions through this government to make sure that these children have a fighting chance. They are victims. They are not perpetrators. So we need to come up with some type of system where we can build these people up, man. Hey, Darren, how you doing? We got our P.O. Box up, y'all. Cell Life, P.O. Box 1234, Raymondville, Texas, 78580. We want to hear from every convict in the nation. Anyone that wants to be heard, anyone that has something to say, any convict behind the walls or outside of the walls. If you're outside, you can call me. My phone number's on everything. But if you're inside the walls, write us at our P.O. Box. It's up on the comments section, and it's up on all of our stuff. We want to hear from you. We want to hear from convicts that are going through it. We want to know what's going on with the COVID. We know it's dangerous. We know they are not taking care of their business. I've been there. I don't have to ask nobody. But I want to hear about it. I want to hear about it firsthand. Y'all write to us. P.O. Box 1234. With Cell Life. P.O. Box 1234. Raymondville, Texas. 78580. So get out. Get that address to y'all's loved one. Let them know what we're doing, what we're trying to do. And we want to hear from them, man. Shout outs. We're going to have a day for shout outs where we just talk to family members and we share and we talk about their family members and how much they love them and how much and we can come up with things that, we can just share special things for them. So anyway, just a thought. So yeah, the women, and men and women both go to prison. But there's a lot of men in prison. So there's a lot of women that are with men that are incarcerated. Okay? My wife stayed with me for 13 years of incarceration. I'm not sure what kind of woman does that, but I know that the woman that did it for me is probably the most special woman in the universe, as far as I'm concerned. Now, we are no longer in love in that way, but we have much love for each other because we have a son together, and we're grown-ups. So anyway, so the women, and I know that men have women that get incarcerated that have children and they take care of their children. Please do not think I'm taking anything away. But I want to talk about the women that support these men and these children and this society and these communities, and they pay their bills and they work and they pay taxes, and the government through the prison system just drains them. We need to find a way. We need to come together as a unit, as a one unit that is unified on 2 or 3 major issues. One of them needs to be paying the convict in the Texas prison system a wage that is next to nothing. Even if they make a quarter an hour or 10 cents an hour, and they work a 10-hour shift, they'll make $1 a day. You know what I'm saying? They need to be able to make their own money to take care of their own selves, so they are not draining their families in these communities, y'all. I'm serious. I did it. I drained my family and my community. My mother, who was on a fixed income, who would not allow me to go without, I drained her for years and years and years, and worked the whole time for TDCJ. There needs to be some type of compensation monetarily where the man in prison can take care of himself, even if it's in the most menial possible way. So that's one of the issues that I want to raise to one of the main issues. One of the second issues is definitely education. They need to have free education. I'm still paying for my education. My education that I got while I was in prison, I just paid it the other day. I paid $40 on it. I owe like $1,200. But when my time is up in 2023, well, I mean, praise God, I'll have that paid off. But if not, I'm chunking them the deuce. I'm like, hey, figure it out, bill me. I'm done. Anyway, but the education needs to be free in prison, because we want to educate these men to be better. Anytime you're educating them in the sciences, in the maths, in the Englishes, in the histories, or whatever it is, even if it's in a direct field, they are gaining knowledge that is vast, that transcends into society. These men want to be included. Believe me, I'm telling you this because I am one of them. I am tired of being marginalized. Now, let me share this. I'm marginalized because I made tons of mistakes. Everything I ever did, or everything I was ever sent to prison for, I was guilty of. But I have allowed myself to stay on the margins and be marginalized because of my actions. Not anymore. Now, I'm in the thick. I'm chunking bowls going through there talking about it, because it is time for change. It's definitely time. It's way past time change for me. And I thank y'all so much for allowing me to share some of my story. Now, we did go through this. I have not shared my poem. I talked to y'all a little bit about the grievance. It was about food allergies, and I was raising hell. I just want to let y'all know that. So we've gotten through that. I have not said hi to everybody yet. We've talked about the sentencing men and women to prison that have children. We want to find a way where we can put a provision in that when they sentence a man to life in prison, okay, for his wrong, that had nothing to do with his child or children, that there's a provision in there that those children are taken care of as far as college. Something has to be in there for those children. We're leaving these children out to dry, y'all. We need to push for these provisions to be put into these life sentence writs or sentencing or whatever the hell they call them. So we've done that. So now I'm going to say hi to everybody. Let's go back. Let's see where we're at. We got a lot of stuff going on. Tyler's going off. Okay, so I said hi to Randy, Adriana. They always a crazy difficult position. Yes, Tyler. Still though, yeah. I commented. Okay, that's okay. Okay, so no, you didn't win. Period. All the time. Whatever. No, you didn't. You know you did. Okay, Joe Harmon. My boy Joe Harmon got something to say, y'all. Let's check it out. They don't want you being station where a loved one is housed, because you'll have something to say about the way they're being treated. Sure. And not only that, that is true, but they're also scared of contraband and a relationship that can disrupt a unit in different ways. Tyler, main reason I love the show, I like the conversations during the podcast. It makes it genuine. Well, good. Well, thank you, Tyler, because some people are just kind of growing to understand it and like it. But I love to interact with y'all. See, I love the talking. Great to listen to. Well, thank you, Rhoda. I love from here on. Tyler, I got 62 grievances on me the other day because I made them wear masks. If I gotta wear it, you gotta wear it. Plus, it's in the policy now. Okay. Well, they gotta dismiss them, Tyler. But that's right, bro. Look, some things, look, if I was inside, I would probably think you were a prick for doing that. But now that I'm not, I'm like, you have to do those things. You have to you have to take care of yourself, and you're taking care of the men. So I commend you, Tyler. Don't worry about the grievances. They'll be thrown out, baby. What is my girl talking about? Shirley. Okay. Lauren's posted. While I got you, Mama. Let me see. Okay, so seeing the number or father in a jumpsuit or cuffed, etc., is always hard. I think they should offer like a grievance counselor to the children. They basically are losing a parent. Yeah. We need to open up the grievance system for the family, the children. They might have something to say. They might have something to add. They might have some great stuff to add, actually, that will transform the whole children. There's a thing out that said children. I know y'all know this. Bill Cosby, forgive me, my boy did his thing. He's locked up. Shout out. Hope you get better, brother. But he had kids do the darndest thing, and I think what's your name? Hash or got it now. That girl, my girl, I can't think of her name. Haddish, Stephanie Haddish or something like that. Anyway, Tiffany Haddish. Yes, please help the kids. We are fixing to start a program where our proceeds in our merchandise and stuff like that go to kids with incarcerated parents. We have to help these children. Why are we? What is wrong with us? Why are we helping children all over the world, but our children of incarcerated parents are losing out? Yeah, so we need to come up with a program, a reading program for children, a course where kids with incarcerated parents, we are connected with their parent that is on the outside. If they're both on the outside, we're connected with their caregivers, and we teach them different ways to cope with different things, even school them in different ways. We tutor them, we mentor them. We look, y'all, we have to do this. We have to stop the cycle. Now, we keep talking about how to abolish all these different things. We have to start with the children, but we have to also begin with the men that are incarcerated. We have to build them up so when they come out, that they know how to communicate with their children. It's difficult, y'all. I am just now learning to really communicate with my son on a intimate level, where we are both getting something out of it, and it's just not me just gushing over him. Oh, my boy, I miss you so much. he actually now wants to see me. He's coming over after the show tonight to see me, just because he wants to, and that's a very cool thing. And I love him so much. He's one of the only people that have been allowed into the cell without a guard. Anyway, yeah. So he just comes in and chills with me, and we do some talking. So that will be tonight. Anyway, let me see. We're fixing to sign out, y'all. We've been going hard. Sorry, Michael, I'm lighting the comment section up today. That's all right, Tyler. Women are the backbone of any man. Women are the backbone, period. Without a man. But I hear you. I don't know what I'd do without my beautiful wife, Chelsea. Wow. That is beautiful, Tyler. Tyler is a correctional officer that is a friend of the show. We will not disclose where he is at, but that is so sweet for you to say that about Chelsea. Hello, Chelsea. Tyler is a friend of the show, so we love you because we love Tyler. And so that is really cool. Agreed, okay. My mama was a boss when my dad was in. Yes, that's right. She sure was. I know that boy. Tyler Hammer. Has anyone here an entryway worker makes .27, a tailor shop worker makes like .87 or something like that. Yeah, the pay is messed up. Shanae, hey Shanae. Yet they should at least pay $2 a day. It will give some a decent work ethic when they come home, and give those who don't have anyone to take care of themselves. That's right, Shanae. And not only that, it gives a person a self-worth. When you have nothing, y'all, I have witnessed it. I've been there with men that have lost everything because of their own actions. Some of them because of, but look, men in there are suffering because they are proud. They don't want to ask anybody for anything. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on. So yeah, Shanae, absolutely. We need to pay them for a degree or vocational school. Okay, I don't know, but yes, Tyler, seeing a man get a GED is great. Their family is so happy to see them graduate. They hold a ceremony for them, etc. Well, I haven't shared this on the show, but I was talking to my sister today. I got my GED when I was in prison, and I had just married my wife, and my mother and my wife came, and I was valedictorian of my GED class. I know that's not, my college or my high school, but hey, gotta listen. So anyway, not everyone chooses to take accountability like you. Well, thank you, Mama. Hey, Mary Alice. Hey, Patty. What's going on, Mama? I love you so much. Randy, I agree with Tyler. They should have to wear a mask always. Every man, no questions. That's right. I agree with him too, Randy. And Randy is an advocate. She knows she has been in the prison system, in and out of it, as a family member for many, many, many years, all her life. And she is signing with Tyler, as I am, and he's a correctional officer. They need to wear masks for their protection and for the safety of the whole unit. Come on, man. Hey, Stephanie, what's going on? It's good to see you. Michael Yard, my boy Mike, say hello because of respect. Hey, my boy, hey, I love you, Mike Jarbo, man. You're my boy, man. Randy Lockhart. I think there should be family counselors at visits on a monthly basis. Wow, I love that, Randy. Wow. And I think that we can get a grant from the government and put that together. That one of my new favorites, Randy. One of my new favorite ideas. Great. We'll talk about that later. You're one of my mentors, and we'll talk about it. So yes, great. My boy acknowledges his friends out of respect. He has been behind walls, and now on the outside he is happy to see his friends and followers. Don't down him, lift him up. That's why we are here. That's right, my boy. Hey, look, but Mike, let me tell you, I want to hear the positive and the negative. Because I'm not, look, I got to hear it all, man, because I know that both sides are valid in some form or fashion, and I want to hear both sides. This weekend's podcast has nothing but COs, police officers, parole officers on it, and we're going to start a discussion on Sunday about how we can do a better job in all of our positions. Now, a lot of them are ex-COs and ex-parole officers and ex-police officers. One of them, I don't know if my boy Tyler's going to be on. We're going to have him lined up to be on. He gets off at 5, so he'll be on maybe for an hour, hour and a half. But we've got a really good show planned, and we're going to try and start a conversation from both sides. I'm not excluding anyone. Believe me, because I hate to be excluded. My mom was a foster parent for almost 40 years. Many, many times one or both children were in TDCJ. 8 out of 10 times the remaining parent refused to want help, refused to acknowledge that their child needed help. That's an issue that needs to be addressed. Accountability for funds will need to be paramount, simply because funds don't always reach kids. We need, in these sentencing guidelines, we need to put together a law where these children have at least a fighting chance. It needs to be in there. If we're sentencing their father or their mother to anything that is going to truly affect their child, well, there needs to be provisions in there for that child somehow. So, maybe if they are taught to build